What is up, YouTube? This is Mikhail speaking. Today I want to talk about Bakhmut, or to be precise, how I was right, or maybe right, about its fall in the near future. This new article from CNN says that I might be as well right, because first birds are flying, first words, first ideas are coming in. Any possible withdrawal from Bakhmut would have sole aim to saving Ukrainian soldiers, a commander says. So basically, this short article says that to save Ukrainian soldiers, it is better to leave Bakhmut. There are again a lot of reasons why it's a good idea. I will scroll down a little bit for you so you can pause and read, and we can go back. We can go back to the life map and see. So this is the city of Bakhmut. Nothing had changed really. Russians are sort of uh, trying to push near Blagodatne. Their attack has been stopped here at this direction at Chasiv Yar. In the previous video, I said that if Russians were to cut off this road and continue to develop and capture Mykolаivka and Chasiv Yar, they would endanger a supply line for Bakhmut, because not only there is one road right here and there is one road right here, there's also a railroad that goes straight to Bakhmut. And if Chasiv Yar were to be lost, the whole Bakhmut city would have difficult time getting supplies. Not only difficult time getting supplies, but also getting out of the city in the case of retreat. And yeah, basically, Bakhmut will be lost, unfortunately. There is no way Ukraine can turn that around because Russians are massing troops here. Russia has, I wouldn't say a numerical advantage, but Russia has capabilities to win this battle, unfortunately. Unfortunately, probably Bakhmut will fall. I don't know when, maybe in a week, because Russia has been slowly, right? Russia has been slowly capturing lands, very slowly. This is not a first month. There is no 60 kilometers a day at this point. It's barely 500 meters a day, and not every day as well. So it's a difficult war. It's urban warfare. It's a lot of losses, and yeah, this war will drag on at least for a year, I'm afraid. However, just because Russia was stopped at the Chasiv Yar direction right here, it doesn't mean Russia will not try to do it again. I assume that Russian command is not degenerates, and they understand importance of Chasiv Yar, right? I assume they don't want to storm Bakhmut. They don't want to kill their soldiers in useless close quarters, house to house combat. It's always horrible for any army, especially for the army that is attacking. So I would assume that Russia will continue their attacks near Chasiv Yar and from Blagodatne, somewhere this direction, right? Um, I'm gonna even bring up a paint of some sort and show you what I mean. So I would assume that Russia will continue their attack toward this direction, right? Cut off this road right here. I'm sure it's used as supply, but it is way too close to a front line, so it's probably under constant barrage and fire. So I assume that if any supply go through this road, um, it's probably at night. Probably at night. That would make sense. So if Russia were to again cut off this road right here, uh, capture Chasiv Yar, basically cutting off this road right here, and a railroad that goes somewhere around these lines, right, and ends up in Bakhmut. Now, at Blagodatne, we can see that Russia is pushing very slowly, trying to encircle, again, not capture, probably just encircle a settlement of Krasnaya Nora or Praskofievka, right? Um, so again, their attack probably is going this way. Their attack is going this way. Again, it's a road. They're probably wanting to cut it off because there's a supply. It's unfortunately getting useless at this point. Usually, basically, this road supports this region right here. Plus, this road, I'm pretty sure, is used for supply for this line. I'm pretty sure the line goes like this, right? So any supply would be driven via road, stopped here, and then be transported to whoever is fighting on the front lines. Because the way I see this war goes, right, is that this little forests are used as a natural defense lines, right? So if Russians are somewhere here, I'm pretty sure this front line is not accurate. I'm pretty sure it's vague, but if we were to think that Russians are actually attacking this little city right here, Praskofievka and Krasnaya and Hora, their defense lines would probably be around rivers and some of the little forest lines. So this road right here, right? I'm sure this right here, all this is used for Ukrainian positions, right? Um, I'm sure that this little cities right here are full of Ukrainian soldiers. And when I mean full of Ukrainian soldiers, I don't mean thousands of them. Because the more people you have in certain sectors, the more likely you are to lose. Because if Russia were to bombard, you would have a lot of losses. So it wouldn't make sense to put thousands of people. So I'm pretty sure there are 100 people, hundreds of people right here, and there are defensive lines. I'm pretty sure that goes around kind of this little forest lines. I mean, that would make sense. From the videos I saw, usually armies use these places right here to dig little holes, maybe put some artillery pieces, right? Maybe a tank, right? Because you can hide a tank in the forest. Like right here, maybe there's a forest line right here, and there's a tank right here, and it's hidden, and it can shoot over, right? So yeah, this road is still important for defense of Krasnaya Hora and Praskofievka. So yeah, Russians are probably gonna try. I hope they're smart enough to understand that they don't need to storm the cities, right? They don't need to storm places where there's concrete buildings that provide great defense for its defenders. Um, I would assume again that it would be better for them to go around, maybe through this little forest line. It would provide a cover of some sort and cut off the road. But there's difficulties because as you can see here, right here, it's a forest, right? And it sort of overlooks the whole position right here. So if Russia were to attack, right? If Russia were to attack around this two cities, they would be open to whoever is sitting maybe here or here or here. Not to say that this place right here is all green, so we can assume that there's artillery pieces all over the place, all over the place, and this place right here is extremely open, very open. So it is easy to open fire. It is very easy to cut Russians in the middle of advance. That's why I'm sure they're not risking it. Although I believe it would be extremely successful if they were to attack, cut off this road, and basically make defense of this little three villages useless. Again, that's my opinion. If you feel like criticizing me Please do it in the comment section. Again, I would love it. I would like it. I am open to a debate. So please do that. Now, there are reports about Russian forces storming Seversk. On this map, it doesn't show it, but Channel 1, the Russian media, the one I watch basically for, I wouldn't call it objective perspective. Usually to get angry, right? Because it's ridiculous. It's terrible. Like, Ukrainians are called nationalists. It's the whole war is still called special operation. How ridiculous is that? So yeah, I watched Russian media and I got triggered. I got triggered so much that I hated myself for that. I was full of hate. So anyway, they report about storming Seversk. Now, because it is a Russian media, they are never specific. So in one sentence, they said that they are nearly in outskirts of Seversk, and in the other, they said that they are just bombarding the Seversk, and they're not no, and they're like nowhere near Seversk. But anyway, here's that. Maybe there's attack that goes towards Seversk, maybe not. But yeah, just thought why not share that information with you. Now, another direction of Russian attack from another sources is coming from Pavlivka, and this city, which name I can't see. It's coming towards Vuhledar. Now, the problem with Vuhledar is it's not a big city, right? You can sort of see how little this city is. But the problem is that this city is full of big concrete tall buildings. Very, very good for defending. And not only they're big, the city itself is located on a high ground. So this city, in a way, overlooks all these Russian positions. And if Russia to attack Validar, they will suffer terrible, terrible losses. Probably best idea to just bombard this city into oblivion, but I don't think Russia has capabilities, artillery pieces, and ammunition for that. So again, there's that. Take it with a pinch of salt. Don't trust me. Trust the media. I'm just kidding. Trust me. Yeah. So that's it on Balikdar. Now I wanted to say a little something about tanks that are being sent to Ukraine. There are about 321 tanks in total are to be sent. Out of those are 32 Leopard tanks, 31 Abrams, and 14 Challengers. There are great tanks. There are extremely well designed, combat ready, and combat effective tanks. My problem with that is that people think they are wonder machines, that they will single handedly destroy Russia and turn the tide of war. I'm afraid that's not the case. For example, let me elaborate on that. I don't know much about Challenger 2 and Abrams because I'm not sure what models and variations are to be sent to Ukraine because those are tanks from 80s, 1980s, 1990s, pretty old, like 30, 40 years. Leopard 2, on the other hand, is a tank from 1970s, and its variants are going up to modernity. So I'm not sure which tanks exactly will be sent because I assume Ukrainians are expecting Leopard 2's A6 and A7s. But like for example, if we were to look at the picture right here, this is Leopard 2 A5. We can tell it by its much shorter barrel. It's a great tank, but it's old. It's pretty old, and it can fight Russian tanks, and it will win. But it's not the best Ukraine can get. It's not the best. So all I'm saying, European tanks will win not because of better armor or better penetration, but because of soft factors. Leopard 2s and Abrams and Challengers are great tanks. They are tested in the battle. They are tested. But again, I have to emphasize on one little fact. it's not a tank, it's a crew. Because we all know, or maybe even saw a video of Saudi Arabian troops, Saudi Arabian uh, soldiers leaving Abrams behind, and ISIS simply burn it down with cardboard. Well, not burn it down, but put some flammable stuff inside and made it useless. So yeah, it all comes down to a crew. I wish and I hope that Ukrainian crew were already prepared to fight with those vehicles. That would make sense. That would make so much sense because if not, it would take another maybe 3 months to prepare crews, and 3 months is a big period of time. Russia is also getting its numbers. Russia is also increasing number of tanks, BMPs, and troops, getting better at supply. Russia is slowly but surely mobilizes itself, and Ukraine is in a war against time. Russia has all the time in the world. Like, I don't want to think that way. I really want to believe that Russia is running out of time and the revolution can soon spark and end this absurdity, but it would seem that Russia is not racing against time. Ukraine is. Russian economy did suffer from sanctions, but it is not out of question. It is not out of the picture. It will still provide troops with ammunition, with food, with supplies, with tanks, because it is important to Russian government, to Russian officials. They understand that this war would be detrimental to them. If they lose Russia. And if they lose Russia, they will lose their lives. So that is that. I hope you like my video. If you do, press like, subscribe, push that bell button, comment. I would love to elaborate and talk to you again. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to devote myself to. And again, sorry for my terrible English. I will get better at it, and for my terrible video editing, I will get better at it as well. Wish you a good day, a good night, and always remember, Russia will be free.